place to be. We native people. Stay tuned. Take the best, and the rest of your life.
Is the #1 historical information gathering, speed gathering organization probably in the country, in the world that I know of. Greetings, everyone. You're watching WACPtv.
On WACP, the place to be.
WACP TV is the place to be.
We are creative people.
The Hub Resource and Community Center here in Belize, off Chicamal Street Bridge. So we're technically a resource center in the Lake Independence area, the Belama area, and the Fathers Road area. But we also serve kids and the community at large. Our programs are basically after school programs for the kids. We do feeding programs. We have a full-on basketball court and volleyball court. We do computer literacy programs. We assist kids with their homework. We have full-time teachers on staff. We also have social workers and counselors on staff to help with in any other area that needs help. We do programs for adults as well, literacy programs, computer programs, and we do dancing programs for adults as well. So it's a bit fun. Our three main programs obviously are our Easter programs, summer programs, and Christmas programs coming up shortly. So I just want to say welcome. We basically live with ages 6 to 18 years old in school. We have fun, we socialize, and you learn something. So see you guys at the Hub. Come, connect, grow, and elevate.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, and the question is going to be, I can say it right now. Do you know the role you play in a nation building? Consider that while I'm doing the presentation. At the end, you can ask me more questions. I think that's how I will start.
Yeah, we have to start push their brain, but slowly, because if we turn it you're overloading. We have to remember, that's why I put the program on a Friday. They relax and have to work for homework. And so as soon as they could really start to think to themselves and figure out some things, because ultimately what I want them to do is write their own Creole songs, add to the narrative, add to the music, right? So from their perspective, you know, a 2024 Creole song, what would that look like, right? Because the songs we mostly play are traditional songs, so we know old school Creole, and they are not familiar with that type of Creole, right? So we have to explain that, yes, but when we explain it, say, oh, but this is the topic we're going to talk about. I experienced the same topic, but I would have said it different. Okay, so how differently would you say it? And so my goal is having them write new music, right? And really express Creole, 2025, 2024 version of that song, right?
Once somebody is on the left, they stop. That's not your concern. Somebody on the right, stop. That is not your concern. Focus on what is in front of you, and that is a drum, right? So we are trying to rhythm again, and pay attention to your drum. Pay attention to the pattern. Pay attention to the timing. Remember, the pattern is bass, bass. Oop. Smack. It's a smack, right? Remember the smack, right? The smack not come before the bass, right? The two bass and the smack. 1, 2, 3, and after all of that. Yeah, so my name is Musa, and I teach Creole Heritage, Creole drumming, and this program right here is one of my programs that I drafted. I wrote it up, and
Mr. Usher here, Arthur Usher at the Hub, he's the one responsible for facilitating the program in the form of providing this space for us, chairs. Or drums was a project that was done 10 years ago through the Community Rehabilitation Department and National Creole Council, right? So we're just rejuvenating the drums and keeping the drums super, keeping them up to par with these programs that we're doing, and we're trying to get the program in other schools, but it's a struggle here in Belize, so at least we have this one program going on at the Hub here. And the Hub is a resource center for various projects and programs. It's not just about the drumming. This is just one program that happens on Friday afternoons. But we have a literacy program that's literally every evening. We have our computer program in the computer lab. We have basketball, we have volleyball, the cadets do their programs here. So it's a resource center, right? It's a resource center. And my program is just one program out of the many programs happening here at the Hub. And we say drums, not guns.
All right then. Yes, indeed.
Thank you guys for entertaining me with your music. Now, I want to ask you guys one question. Do you guys realize how important culture is to your life? Consider that, and then I'm going to just talk to you for a little while. At the end, you guys can ask me any question that may come up. No question is a wrong question. The question we're wrong, the one we'll keep in your mind and never ask it, okay? So with that said, this Creole culture we're going to talk about start our country where we name Mesquite. You guys heard that before? Mesquite, you've heard about the kings there we get crowned in Belize, the historical kings from Central America we get crowned here? No? Okay, so we're not getting to that today. I want to bring some records and pictures so you guys can begin to see some of those things. But what I want to share with you today is before even the Englishman may call the word Creole, the Mesquite was known as Creoles. Okay? Mesquite had its own king. The only other kingdom in a history, black kingdom in a history, is Ethiopia. So can you imagine we had a kingdom in Central America of which Belize was associated to, that was recognized in history, with its own flag, with its own king. First time really hear that? You guys, is this drumming one of the do, the finger patterns, the hand patterns, they are called paradiddles. You've heard that before? Okay. The paradiddle is the signal that created the binary code. And even before the binary code, you know the Morse code that I use for military? These drum patterns that you guys they play, the how they flash their light for make people speak over miles. Now, more important than that, only to use the computer right now, the binary code, which is adapted from off of the drum patterns that we play in African drumming, is the language used as the computer language. Have you guys heard that? I don't want to just take it from me. I want to literally go back to one computer and do your own research. Do not accept what I am saying. Check me so I want to see me the next time when I ask a question or two. Now, I want to say two more things and then I want to make you ask me two questions. I want to tell you a little bit about Samuel Alfred Haynes. I want to tell you a little bit about Cleopatra White. I want to tell you a little bit about Vivian Wilhelmina C. You've heard those names before? These are Creoles. Have you heard about them? Never heard those names? The servicemen riot happened in 1919 and it was a protest against oppression. It is It is led by one ex-serviceman by the name of Samuel Alfred Haynes, who is about 5 years older than you guys at the time when this is happening. How old are you? 13? Samuel Haynes is 22 years old when he is leading this riot. But more than that, Samuel Haynes goes to World War I, forged his age so that he can be accepted in the military to go and fight for freedom. Can you guys imagine that we at this very age group must be prepared to build these?
Now draw the line because it
That is what I want to impress on you guys today. You guys are a critical part of nation building. With that said, I just want to open myself up to questions from you guys. Any question you want to talk about history or Creole or even a little bit about your drum patterns that you're studying. I am hoping that you guys would have asked me some questions so that the next time I come, I could bring some information that is interesting to you about culture, the Creole culture, and its history. What would you guys like to know? Excuse me?
Who came up with the idea of making the drums?
Oh, that's a long, ancient thing. There's a time, right now we have telephone and internet, right? Back in the days when these drums came about, our ancestors used to use the drum to deliver messages miles away. So the drum is almost a part of our history and culture for thousands and thousands of years. I don't know how to tell you when it came about. I will try to find some information for you though, okay? Oh, you have a question, ma'am?
They use the drumming to communicate because the people, the mothers now want them to speak in their own language.
Well, in a recent times, what we call colonialism, the colonial masters or the slave masters took away the drums because we could speak to each other using the drums. So for that reason, the drums were outlawed in many spaces, in Belize and in other countries.
Seeing from how did they come up with the language speaking?
If you guys notice, when Musa is playing and when they're tapping on the cowbell, there's a specific rhythm pattern, and it is in those rhythm patterns that words were understood. Okay, so that's why we can go up on a hilltop, and the next person can hit on the next hilltop and pass it on, and that's how we transpired and sent messages. Brother Musa, okay, you guys, I want to thank you all for listening to me. I will see you again in a few days.
You came and you talk to them about Creole, right? But a lot of them don't really know what make them a Creole person, right? Of Creole descent. So you can elaborate to the kids so they can understand. Instead of saying a Creole, a lot of them don't know what a Creole. So I'm just asking you to elaborate a bit.
Determine who you are. A lot of people, one of the things that I like best right now about this Creole thing in Belize is the fact that Miss Silvana Oots used the spelling K-R-I-O-L. In other words, she has claimed it and owned it. The word C-R-E-O-L-E has some meanings where owner wouldn't want to be. Okay? So those are things where I am proud of right now is the fact that this lady has been a part of the Creole Dictionary and other programs. But more than anything else, she coined the word K-R-I-O-L and gave it a meaning. So maybe we could have Ms. Woods come here and explain that K-R-I-O-L. I will first do that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
So you want to answer her question?
What makes you a Creole? The word Creole, C-R-E-O-L-E, if you look it up in the dictionary, it means a European born in the colonies. And that's the original definition of Creole, because the children of the British colonizers who were born here, you couldn't call them British because they never born in Britain. You couldn't call them Spanish because they never born in Spain. So one out of the two things when they was calling was one British Hondurans, because at that time Belize was called British Honduras. And the other thing that they was calling is Creole. Now, what the National Creole Council did is put our own spin and identity on the word Creole. The way we read and write Creole is according to African phonetic pronunciations. So when we write our word, we write the word the way how the letters they sound. So when we say Creole, we write it just like how it sounds. K-R-I-O-L. In the Creole language, every letter carries a sound. And if the letter don't make no sound, it's not a part of the Creole alphabet. So for example, C, we don't use C. Why? Because the letter C will either make the S sound or the K sound. So if you make the S sound, then it have to be an S. If you make the K sound, it have to be a K. We don't use the letter Q either. If you say queen, in English you spell queen Q-U-E-E-N. So if you spell it in a Creole, how you spell K-W-E-E-N? Yes, you don't have to play with it. Right? The same way you write Creole is the same way you talk it. One letter, one sound.
Now the roar of the lion has awakened his people.
I'm your host, Hassan, asking you to stay tuned, subscribe, share WACPtv.bz, and visit Belize.